Thank you, Mr. Doval, for an excellent speech. We will now have a question and answer session with Mr. Ajit Doval. Those who wish to ask questions, please raise your hands and call for the mics from the attendants. You're requested to announce your name before putting forth your questions. The time available for the Q&A session is only 15 minutes. Please keep your questions very short, and we request you not to make long comments. Thank you.
Hello. Hello. Yeah, my name is Prem Kumar, 1968, your batch. Maharashtra, you're from Kerala, I know. Just one question. You had mentioned about statecraft and conflict of values. This is a bit of a nuts and bolts problem, because some of the press had mentioned that post-UFA, in order to counter the Pakistani backlash, you happened to speak to the ambassador, Abdul Basit, thrice, without reference to the Ministry of External Affairs, which supposedly had undermined the MEA and embarrassed them to no extent. I mean, these are press reports. And I'm told that diplomats in Delhi had mentioned that your counterpart, Sartaj Aziz, would never have done this to the Indian ambassador, T.C.A. Raghavan. So when the core is of state security, how do these little issues of protocol straitjacket you in terms of your deliverance? Because I know in government, hierarchy plays a very important part. And there is this reported, it has been reported in the press that this had hugely embarrassed the Ministry of External Affairs, and within brackets, Sushma Swaraj also.
Firstly, the facts are not right, and I'm not going to correct the facts. Secondly, this has got nothing to do with the conflict of values. It has got something to do what you consider as urgent. When at UFA it was agreed that there will be no border firing, and the Pakistanis started firing, it was absolutely necessary to tell them without any loss of time that you stop it, otherwise we will retaliate. And we will retaliate with effect. This message was concurrently given to our High Commissioner in Islamabad and to the High Commissioner of Pakistan here at 7:05 in the morning. It was the time of Ramzan. The Rozas were there, and we thought that they will do. Now, whatever they happen, thereafter I'm not going into that. So when there is an immediacy, you do not go into this thing of who should be talking to whom. If it's a police commissioner sitting here, and if you find that there is somebody whose life has to be saved, it may be a job of a constable, but he will do and jump there himself. So it's no question of any embarrassment to anyone, number one. And I don't think that, I do not know which paper it was, but that there was no embarrassment, and Mrs. Sushma Swaraj in any case was not there at that time. And there is no this thing. That is probably the PMO dictates the terms or calls the shots. It is completely wrong. It's all a teamwork. We all work in very, very closely in a team. Whatever it is. You know, sometimes there's a conflict between important and immediate. And one does not know whether we should do something which is immediate or do something which is important. But when there's a convergence of importance and immediate together, thereafter also you go through a bureaucratic procedure, then I think that is, well, you don't deserve to be in a place where you are. Because there is no dilemma there. It was both immediate, it was both important. So lead it by the front.
Good evening to all of you. I should really thank Lalit Doshi Memorial Trustees for having lectures. Every year we are getting lectures, better and better speakers, and the size of the audience speaks for it. Last year we had Raghuram Rajan, and today we are honored to have you, sir. Sir, two observations. Mahatma Gandhi never believed in security. He said, a tooth for a tooth and nail for nail will make the world go blind. So, but in today's scenario, when the Pakistan is not is engineering this 2611, and in spite of our efforts, they are not bringing the mastermind to book. What more can we do? How more talks will help us in seeing that the Pakistan comes and innocent lives at the borders are not lost? So second thing, today all the channels carry that they have Sten guns and we have rifles. So our police, infantry, army should also be provided rifles. And so another thing, the hanging of Yaqub Memon really sent a positive signal that anybody who plays with the state's life and will be punished. So, but do you really feel that are we really safe in all respect, or we are still at the mercy of this criminal terrorists? Thank you.
Now, I'm no one to challenge the great doctrine of the father of the nation about the tooth for tooth and retribution, whether it is the best policy. But the point is that you can do sufficient to see that the enemy does not try to see that it is a viable position for him to make an attempt on your tooth or on your eye or on yourself. Deterrence. That is a nation which has got the strength and a credibility that it can use its strength should it be necessary. That is not necessarily that you are working for in retribution. If you do go for physical fitness and you say that, well, you are going to run, jog for 1 hour every day and do the physical exercise for 2 hours, and then nobody tries in your mohalla to this thing like that, you are not doing any retribution, you are only keeping yourself fit. Now the point is this, if you make yourself a provocation for assault, for a damage by somebody else, you are also partly responsible for it. Your weakness is a provocation. And if your weakness includes your unjustified tolerance, that is, you are not able to exercise power that you possess because you don't have the will to exercise the power, that is as good as not having it. Because power is not as good as you have it, but as much as you can exercise it. It is just like money. I can have 50,000 rupees in my pocket and die of starvation if I decide not to spend it. So India has a mindset where it punches below its weight. We have to punch not above our weight, we have to punch not below our weight, we have to increase our weight and punch proportionately. Yes, sir.
My name is S. Bal.
No, let me, there was 2 small points, I'll just finish it. Rifles and Sten guns. I don't want to get into the debate. Rifles are no way inferior to the guns, but yes, the point you have made that, well, the police forces should, rifles, Sten guns have got a smaller range. Rifles can be even a sniper rifle, they can, but there were different types of uses. And AK-47s or Sten guns were distinct because they had an automatic fire where you can have a burst fire. But burst fire also means that if you fire in a position of automatic firing, you fire only for 5 seconds. The barrel is over. In a rifle, the same amount of bullets, ammunition that you are carrying, you can engage a man for a much longer time. So there has got to be a combination. Rifles are also important. I don't know, I'm not telling that for 10 muskets or something like that, but rifles are important. Sten guns are important, carbines are important, AK-47 are important, but requisite weapons and hardware must be given to our police and armed forces. I totally agree with that.
Sir.
Yes, sorry, there was another question.
Sir, my name is S. Balakrishnan. I'm a former Chief of Bureau of the Times of India. But more than that, I'm here in my capacity as a huge fan of yours, sir. So my question to you is, we are a nation of 100 crore plus population, a huge standing army, navy, air force, a huge security establishment. Still, we are not able to handle a threat posed by the son of a former petty constable of Mumbai police. His name is Mr. Dawood Ibrahim. Every day we are talking of Dawood being brought here, extradited and whatnot kind of thing. But this gentleman sitting in Pakistan continues to pose a serious threat. He still has got his huge assets in Mumbai. He has got his links with the real estate lobby in Mumbai. And you know what happened after the funeral of Mr. Yaqub Mehman. 15,000 people there, and every other day there are threats being issued that India will have to face the consequences. So my question is that why India is not able to tackle this threat called Mr. Dawood Ibrahim? Thank you, sir.
Okay. You know, you have raised two questions, actually. It's one distinct. One is about the comprehensive national power, and another is about the convertibility of power. Now, if you see, the Einstein's main contribution to science was that he was able to say that, well, one type of a power can be converted into another type of power. Or rather, it is interchangeable. That E is equal to MC square, and that, you know, at the end of it, the entire, this thing comes from the same source. But in this interest, in the context of the state, you require power, that is one thing. Convertibility of the power is not always possible. For example, well, if somebody has picked your pocket and a huge armor tank battalion here, what do you do with that? You will not be able to convert this thing. So it's a big army or a big navy or a big air force. Yes, if it's a threat from, say, Ki-17 aircraft from this thing, or F-16 aircraft from Pakistan, or DF-21 missiles from China, we will say that, well, we have got Agni, we have got this thing. It is not against somebody who is a fugitive living under the protection of some intelligence agency in a guarded place. So the interconvertibility is not always there. You may have legal power, but you cannot automatically convert that legal power into a muscle power. There's a due process through which you can do it. So there are two things. We are a country of 100 crore. We are a powerful country. There's no doubt about it. We are a much importantly emerging economic and military power. We are, and we will be much ahead, I think, in next few years. I'm very, very sure of that. But whether this is a specific thing leads to that or not, that's another thing. Now, if it is a challenge, and the state must develop those type of powers, if required, to meet the covert threats. And well, what can be done, I don't think this is a matter to be discussed in a place like this. But yes, whatever has got to be done should be done. But then it is not that that you just denounce that, well, we have got a big army or a big administrative structure or a defense ministry and others, they are all useless because there is one particular type of a threat there. That's a different threat, they have got different. All tools cannot be used for, you know, you cannot do the swing with the screwdriver. Yes, please.
Doval, sir.
Yes, please.
Just one question in a lighter vein. I am Ashok Ajmera. I am an investment banker. Sir, there is a gap of about 6 to 7 years between you retired and now you have become again active. And 4 years back, we had an opportunity to have you here in Rotary District Conference. With Ajit, my friend, was the president.
Yes, I know he's a friend of mine as well.
He's a friend of yours. And in that lecture, special lecture in the district conference, many of the things you said now or you are doing now, you said. So I have two questions. Number one, how to keep yourself abreast with what is happening around, even after retirement of a very active life. How to keep yourself fit, and how do you feel after you come back more actively than what you were when you retired? And it will be a message to, I think I see 20 of the retired officers out of that, I think 6 police commissioners sitting here, many of them my friends. Mr. Julio Rivero just was there in our Rotary Club last week. So, does it a message to the people around that even after retirement, you keep yourself abreast with whatever is happening around, you keep yourself fit, informed, and you may also get this kind of opportunity later in the time of your later part of the life.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Well, I think there are a lot of assumptions in your question, but I will accept them because they are in my favor. You assume that I am updated. You assume that I am abreast and I am fit. Maybe, may not be. Only the time will prove. But even if I am not, I can definitely tell you one thing. Well, as far as question of remaining updated and abreast is concerned, your mind is like a sponge. Greater the pores in the sponge and less filled it is with muck, greater its capacity to absorb the water. Keep your mind out of petty jealousies, small personal interests, who is doing what and who is talking what, and things like that. You know, you are taking away the tremendous capacity of your mind by this thing that you do not know how much of energy and talent it is sucking out of you. Then with the residual 5 to 10%, if you mop the floor, how much of a water will it pick up? So keep the mind free so that you can use it when it is required. And if it's not required, just be a relaxed, happy man. Just enjoy the life. Life is meant for enjoyment.
Sir, Arun Nanda here.
No.
Sorry.
Yeah. We are here. Now, Sharyutai. One minute, please. Sharyutai.
Okay. There is a feeling, Sharayu Daftari,
Sir.
there is a feeling that India couldn't catch Tiger Benin, so they have got his younger brother and executed him. What do you think about that?
I think it's completely wrong. I don't agree with it at all. That the fact that India should take Tiger Benin to the logical, judicial, whatever is the consequence of that, that is right. But they are started. This is not this or that. It is not that if this was right, then this is not right. The other thing is not right. Yaqub Menon is a standalone thing. Tiger Man is a standalone thing. There are many others who are standalone. How they get related? Because you know it is just like this. That since you cannot do anything to me, you will slap my grandchild. Oh, that is no logic. That is no revenge. That is no consequence management. So there were certain things against Mr. X. He was tried through the due process of law. He was distinct through the due process of law. The same applies to B, same applies to C, same will apply to everyone else. So that interlinkage I don't think is the correct one. I don't agree with that at all.
Sir, this recent incident in Punjab, did the media blow it out of context? What is your personal reading? Because if you read some of the newspapers, it seems a precursor to a lot of things to happen. What's your reading of it?
No, my reading about reading the media is that well.
No. Your reading of you're the National Security Advisor.
Media has
For
to
us,
tell
you are
itself.
the state.
No, it's all right. You know, it's like this. Media is a very interesting entertainment for me. So it's a good thing in the morning that it wakes you up and things like that. Not about what they are writing is right, but then how wrongly the right can be projected and how much the people can remain disinformed. But that is beside the point. Probably they also have got their own compulsions. And I do understand, after all, you know, everything has got a pecking order of priorities. You are writing a newspaper that can sell. You are having a TV program that gets the TRP. You get the advertisements, right? That is the thing. My job is that I've got my own pecking order of my priorities and my requirements. Why should I try to impose mine on the other? So, after all, they can well say that, okay, Mr. Doval, national security is your subject, your problem, you do that. Let us do the journalism, that's fine. Good enough. My only point is this, that at some point, national interest is supreme for all of us, because if we will sink together, either we will sail together or we will sink together. The day we sink, all this freedom of press or the freedom of the individuals or this thing, that will also sink with that. So that it can remain afloat, the country has got to remain secure and strong. So do not do anything that will create schism between the ranks of the people, create cynicism amongst the masses, give them a sense of defeat and a sense of helplessness. make a strong nation, and the nations are as strong as the national will is, and the national will is what the people think. Let us keep our communities together. Let us keep our people in a healthy state of mental and educated and intellectual state of mind. And that cynicism sometimes that is created, that you start losing respect and faith and confidence in all institutions. That is very bad for a nation. If you are working in a group, in a company, in an organization, a school, in a university, and everybody thinks that everybody else is incompetent or corrupt or mixed up, that will be something disastrous for you. Let us have faith on every Indian. That every Indian is giving his best. Everybody is doing his duty to the best of your understanding. If you are not able to comprehend it fully, probably we give the benefit of doubt to them, and I give it to the media. I think, I have spoken and I have interacted the people with the media all over the world in different places, and I have talked. We have got some of the finest brains in our media. The question is this. Their problem is, sab log padhte hi hai. We are writing about these petty crime or petty human weakness stories because that is what is spicy, that is what people read. Now it's a vicious circle. You write it, so people read it, they get interested, so you write more of it, so they get more interested, and you are in that circuit. Where is the serious journalism? So after all, in this country, many things are happening beyond what is something which is very debasing and others. It is bad that, we try to denigrate our own self, we try to only show the negative part of our character, of our nation, of those things. I think there are a lot of positive things. So let us all be very positive and build the nation together.
The substantive, I have a question here. No. I have a question here. The substantive question is, will you justify violence to maintain statecraft?
Now this is the last question. We will not be able to take more questions. We have a procedure of ending on time. So this is the last one which you asked.
Absolutely yes. There is no confusion. But there are riders. Through the rightful processes, through a way which is in consonance with the nation's law, its constitution, its established values, and its international interest. It is not that you approve the violence by the state in an indiscriminate way. That is not approvable, but definitely should it the supreme interest of the nation, there is nothing that the nation should stop. It should go to any length. If need be, there cannot be any compromise on that. After all instrumentalities of the state have been made basically to serve it. Why was the Constitution made? Why was the Constitution made? It was made to serve the cause of India. It was we the people, we thought that we give it. Now there is somebody from behind, he said, who decides it? In a democracy, the majority decides it. Please contest the next election. And you will know who decides it.
We have countries where they do not resort.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Let's give him a big round of applause once again.
Thank you very much.
To Mr. Ajit Doval. On behalf of the MIDC, Dr. Bhushan Gagarani will now give a memento to Mr. Ajit Doval.
Thank you very much. It was a very good program. I remember it.
On behalf of the Lalit Doshi Memorial Foundation, I request Mrs. Pratima Doshi to present a citation to Mr. Ajit Doval.
Oh.
And I now request Mr. Bharat Doshi, trustee of the foundation, to deliver the vote of thanks.
We are today extremely fortunate to have the contemporary Chanakya in our midst today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
When Mr. Bam and I met Mr. Doval, in Delhi, and the subject of Chanakya came up. And what was very interesting, that in a way led to the discovery of the title of today's lecture about state security, statecraft, and conflict of values. We already heard about various stories of his exploits, which many of them are on internet. They have not been confirmed, but let me tell you, they have not been denied. So today morning, somehow a vague fear started coming in my mind. It must be because I was too much on the internet, that while I'm waiting downstairs for Mr. Doval to arrive, he might have come incognito and might be sitting in the audience. A message which really I took from the last part of his session, where he talked about, after having explained in detail about the individual, the state, the individual freedom, the states, that there are parallel set of values. And that gave me a lot of thoughts to think about. And yet he very clearly said that in case of conflict, it's the national interest which prevails. Thank you very much, sir, for this brilliant lecture today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We have had a galaxy of speakers over the years. Today, one more star is added in that galaxy.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your very kind words.
Just a few more items of vote of thanks. I must thank the Chief Secretary here. We have had the tradition, and sir, you helped us to keep the tradition by being present here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you to the jury who spent a lot of time going in the rural areas and identifying the winners today, and congratulations to the winners. I must thank the trustees, the other trustees of the foundation who support year after year. And I would be failing in my duty if I don't thank the donors. And there are many donors who give anonymously and tell us not necessarily to announce their names, but which helps us to meet the expenses of the foundation beyond the earnings on the corpus. I must thank the YB Chavan Pratishthan. Year after year, in this 21 lectures, only one lecture by Mr. Arun Jaitley was outside, only because the date was changed at the last moment. But otherwise, we have been very fortunate that we have been able to have the lectures year after year here. Thank you to the foundation here. And finally, thanks to all of you. Without your presence, this would never have been as successful as it was today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
As we conclude today's program, on behalf of the trustees of the foundation, I wish to thank you all once again for joining us today. I request everyone to kindly join us for refreshments organized outside the hall to your right side. Thank you. Have a very good evening. Trustees of the foundation are requested to step up on stage, please. Trustees of the foundation.